Hi there, my name's Keenan Williams, and this is the social distancing video. I was going to say the social impact, but it's actually the social distancing video. We had a time in our lives now when we are quarantining and we are isolating ourselves from other people, and we're also getting a time where we are able to work from home, work remotely. It also brings up some questions of why have businesses not done that before, and it just opens up a lot of questions and opens up a lot of can of worms. But we're not going to talk about that right now. I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity because if you work it out correctly, right, if you spend 2 hours a day for 5 days in a week going to work, spending time in traffic, and the traffic is just hectic traveling to work, and you spend 2 hours going to work and 2 hours going back again, that's 4 hours in a day. But now you have a lot of time on your hands because you are working from home, you're not spending a lot of commuting time. So I just ask you for a few minutes of your time as we're going to build on this video of the social distancing strategy. And for the next 5 days, we are going to try something different. You have some time on your hands, and I thought that it'd be ideal for us to try to create a world of positivity and a world of people who will be able to be healed after this process, not just healed physically and medically, but also psychologically and emotionally as well. I read something a couple of days ago which said that it is wisdom to get to know somebody else, but it is enlightenment to get to know one's self. So it is wisdom to get to know other people, but it is enlightenment to get to know one's self. So as you are sitting about at home and you might be scrolling through Netflix during your break time, you might be reading an old book, it's also a good thing to get to know yourself as well. So to get to know yourself, I want you to try out an activity for 30 minutes every day for the next 30 days. Sometimes you can spend a little bit more than that, but the prerequisite is a minimum of 30 minutes in front of the mirror with yourself. Don't invite other people. It's for yourself. Remember, it is wisdom to get to know other people. You get to know other people a lot. You get to date somebody else, but people really date themselves, get to know themselves, speak to themselves. You might think it's a little bit crazy, but it's time for you to spend some time in front of the mirror, look at yourself, and I want you to speak to yourself, verbally speak to yourself, not just in your mind. And I want you to speak to yourself and talk to yourself about, what your dreams and aspirations, what you caught up for the day, your challenges, the things that you might have gone through in the past, the hurts, the things that you might have gone through. Look beyond the physical appearance of, there's a pimple over here, there's a hair hanging out of my nostril, my hair's a little bit demakar. Look beyond those things, and I want you to do the difficult thing that many, many people can't do. I couldn't do it for a long period of time as well because of the hurt that I had experienced in my life, because of bullying that I had experienced back at school. I want you to look yourself in the eye. It's going to be a very traumatic and a very tormenting and a very difficult experience for a lot of people. It might not be difficult for you. It might be very traumatic for you, but I want you to go through that process. And as you look at yourself in the eye, you need to understand that the hurt that you had experienced in the past, that the pain that somebody else infiltrated into your life, that they might have portrayed into your life, and you might have experienced that pain and that hurt, that you had experienced that because they were hurting people themselves. Because hurt people, and loved people, love people. I said again, hurt people, and loved people, love people. You only know hurt, you won't be able to love someone else. If you only know love, you won't be able to hurt someone else. And loving somebody isn't being in a relationship with them, it isn't even knowing them. Loving someone is caring enough to try to break down those walls that people build around themselves. Loving somebody is care enough to break down those walls that people build around themselves. They build walls around themselves because you want to see how much someone cares for you. So love somebody, but also love yourself in the process. But get to that understanding that the hurt that you had experienced, it's not your fault that somebody hurt you. It's not your fault that someone did something ill to you. It's not your fault that somebody said something to you that might have hurt you and made you feel the way that you're feeling. And that's why you're traumatic standing in front of the mirror and you can't be able to look yourself in the eye. But you can. You can change that. You can change that attitude. You can change that belief. You can change that faith, and you can change yourself by looking yourself in the eye and dealing with it. Tomorrow, we're going to go through it, and we're going to go through a proper and thorough process where we are able to speak to ourselves positively. We're going to address the things of the past. But for today, I want you just to spend 30 minutes in front of the mirror, speak to yourself, speak about the dreams and aspirations, look yourself in the eye, deal with the things of the past, speak about the things that you might have gone through, speak about the hurt that you had experienced, speak about those things. But as you're standing there in front of that mirror, I want you to speak some positivity into your life. I want you to look yourself in the eye, and I want you to say things like, I'm intelligent, I'm gifted, I have been created for a purpose. There's no one else like me in the whole world, and I love myself and I accept myself for who and what I am and for what I am to become. There's some things that you can't change about yourself. You can't change some physical appearances. Sometimes people can. They can go for plastic surgery, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's certain things you can't change. You can't change your physical traits in the sense of you can't change your genealogy. You can't change the fact that you have big ears or small ears, you have long hair, short hair, your hair is curly, your hair is straight, your hair is blonde, your eyes are blue, your eyes are green. You can't change certain things about yourself, but what you can change is the attitude, and the attitude of how you're going to be speaking to yourself and the positivity that you're going to add into your life. So as you're standing there, I want you to take a deep breath. You need to feel it here in the six pack. You know, some people have a hidden six pack under the fridge, so try to feel it in the six pack. And as you are breathing in, breathe in deep. And I want you to speak from your soul that I am intelligent, I am gifted, I have been created for a purpose, and I love myself and I accept myself. Add that love into your life, because sometimes if somebody else doesn't love you, someone else hasn't shown love into your life, add that love into your own life by speaking the positive things into your life. So tomorrow, as I mentioned, we're going to be dealing with the things of the past. We're going to begin a journey and a process of healing. But right now, stand in front of that mirror, look yourself in the eye, and speak positivity into your life. I would like you to create this domino effect, this ripple effect of, this is the social distancing video. I want you to take it, and as you had experienced it and, witnessed it and watched it and received it from somebody else, I would like you to pass it on to your contacts as well, and click that share button and share it with everybody, and let it just go viral, because we need some positivity into our lives. We don't just need physical healing. We don't just need medical healing and medical science to cure certain things. There's some cures that can be found in you isolating yourself from the world, and you just spending time with yourself and by yourself, and having the time to be able to get to know yourself and begin that healing process. So from myself, Keenan Williams, keep rocking SA. Bye-bye.